Okay, well, let's get started with Excel. And today you're going to pretend you are a goat farmer. And not just any kind of goat farmer, you are an Angora goat farmer. I know, hold the applause. You've never been so excited. But here's what we're going to do. Okay, first of all, I put in some data. These are the names of your 4 goats. These are the pounds of fiber that you got off the first shearing, which was in the fall. You shear in the fall and you shear in the spring. And you try not to screw it up, because if you shear them and it's cold, they get cold. So always keep that in mind. No, I'm kidding. That's extra. Okay. So first off, this text goes over. If I click on A1, you can see it is in A1. But it goes over B and C, which can be confusing, because if you try to grab B, you think you're grabbing that text, but really, there's nothing there. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to double click between A and B, and watch what happens when I do that. Wow, it auto fits. And the cool thing about Excel is that, okay, if it auto fit double clicking between B and A, I wonder if it'll auto fit the height if I click between 1 and 2, and guess what? It does. I know, amazing. You can select everything in a document and double click between any lines, and it auto fits everything in the worksheet. I know, that right there was worth all the money you paid for the course. Okay, I'm kidding, and I'll stop with the slightly funny humor. But here's your goats, here's your fiber. I need to title here, but I know I'm going to want this information to go all the way across once I'm finished, so I need another row. To get that, I think the easiest way is to come over here to 3, right click on it, and hit insert. And because I have a row selected, the computer knows I want to insert a row, so it's not going to ask me, what do you do you want a row or do you want a column? I've already selected row, so it knows I want a row. And it puts it in above, which is cool. So here I'm going to put the pounds, and here I'm going to put the price per pound. And Carrie and Charlotte are white, and Tawny is black, so he gets more money. And Dale is caramel, so he does a little bit better than the whites. Okay. So when I put those in, I lost my zeros. But if you click here, oh my gosh, it's not there. But watch this. Let's see if we can fix this. I'm going to grab this whole column, because this is always going to be money except this cell. And I think it will still work. If I drop down here and go to currency, I'm not going to accounting, and I'm not clicking anything but a currency. I'm not clicking that, because that's accounting. Currency, and my zeros come back, and my 1350 shows up correctly. So we're good. Alright, the other thing I know that I'm going to want is I want these to be in the middle, and I also want them to be in the middle vertically. Okay. Now it's all good and fine to have numbers here, but I want to know my total amount of fiber that I sheared, and that's probably all I want to know. I want a total fiber for that fall. Oh, you know what? I need fall above here, because I'm going to add spring, and I'm going to forget what I'm doing. So this, I'm just going to put fall right here. I'm going to merge. I'll probably end up merging fall across here a couple of cells, but I'll get to that in a minute. Alright, so my total pounds of fiber. A couple of ways you can do that. I'm going to show you the hardest way first. I'm going to say equals, which tells the computer I'm getting ready to write a formula. And I want it to add up everything between B5, so I can take my mouse and I can click on B5, and it puts the B5 in for me here. And you can also see the formula being built here. And so here I don't have a lot of room, so maybe I'll click up here. And I'm going to put a colon, which means everything between B5 and B8. So I want you to tell me what is B5, B6, B7, and B8. What does that equal? I hit enter, and it's incorrect. Awesome. What did I do wrong? Okay. Wow. So let's put in sum, parenthesis. Now, how did I know how to do that? Because I've been doing Excel for a long, long time. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay. So I have a colon in there, which means a range. And the computer told me what I did was wrong because you can't have a range without having the SUM and the parentheses around it. So there you go. That's why it didn't work. And now it works. Beautiful. So in an unrelated, completely unrelated, let's say you have two cells here, 5 and 6. And I'm sorry, let's do this. Delete, backspace. Okay, 6 and 8. You want to add them together? You can get away with equals 6 plus 8. There, it worked. So here the formula is much more simple. It's just one cell plus another cell. Or you could even do one cell minus another cell. And it's negative because 6 is smaller than 8. And anyway, you don't have to have the sum and the parentheses. Whenever you go to that colon and you're using a range more than 2 cells that you're doing something to, you're going to have to put in the equal sum parenthesis. Okay. So I'm going to clear the contents there. And I'm going to clear this one too. I'm just hitting backspace on my computer keyboard and enter, and it also gets rid of it. There's an easier way. Do you want to know it? Alright, let me show it to you. So you can come over here to AutoSum and you drop it down. And you have some basic keys here. So you could average them. I could get the average amount of fiber per goat. I get the minimum and the maximum number of fiber per goat. All those things would be great, but I really just want the total. So if I hit sum, it says, oh, you want me to add up these? B5 through B8, and I say, why, yes, I do, thank you. And I hit my enter on my keyboard, and it put in the formula for me. Same formula I typed in before, just a little faster. So that is some really quick and easy way to get started with building your Excel. I'm going to cover more about how do we get the total amount of fiber per goat, 2 pounds, and I'm getting $12 per pound. How much money did I make off that goat in the fall? And then we're going to do spring, and then we're going to do some grand totals for the year. And I know this isn't really hard math, but you can imagine when you do more difficult calculations, how nice it is to have somebody else's brain do the working, and you are smart enough to do the formulas. I'll see you in the next one.